Something a little bit different for my channel here actually. I went down today to the exhibition place CNE and picked out this item from a vendor there that's selling what it is, a streaming device. It's called Gr8 Stream by Gr8.com. The reason why I'm doing this, and normally I wouldn't bother if I picked up something like this, but the reason why I'm doing this is because essentially I cannot find a single thing about this online other than their website. The reason for that, I think, is like you can see it here where it says freeforallbox. This is actually just a company, I think, that sells this setup. Like you can see on the boxes, it doesn't say Gr8 Stream by Gr8 at all or anything like that. So I think this is just a company that basically distributes this device. From what I can make out of it, this is basically something that's using an Android interface that is using XBMC. I think that's what it's called, which is basically like the Xbox Media Center. So I'm going to get through this right now. So basically for these two items right here, the cost was $250 all in. If you go to their website, you're going to be paying a little bit more. Usually the keyboard is $70, and this device here I believe can run upwards of $299 because that website is American, and for us Canadians, you're going to have to pay like all the shipping, you're going to have to pay taxes on top of that, you're going to have to pay to exchange your money over to American funds and stuff like that. So you're going to be paying upwards of about probably $370 for these two in Canadian funds. But for me, it was $250 rather, all in. So I'll get into this right now. I'll start with the mini keyboard, which is basically using the interface. Now I'm not going to actually do a review of this yet because this is new for me. I just got this, literally got in the door, and now I'm showing it to you. So this is the advertisement though that I saw that got me interested in the first place. Now, what this does essentially is it goes online and finds like a variety of different things that are streamable, finds them, click on them, and essentially it plays it. So it's basically like a, you know, media center kind of idea. So what comes in that is obviously the keyboard, which is a fairly decently constructed thing. It's kind of light, but you know, most things are these days. And obviously some sort of filler there. This is like a mini keyboard instruction manual, so tells you all about it. Pretty slim sort of idea there. And then finally a USB cable as well for charging this, I imagine. So that would plug in, and there's the charge port. I'm imagining when I take this out of its wrapping here, you'll actually see there's a mini USB, I don't know if you can pick that up there, but a mini USB kind of thing right there for plugging that in. So that's how you would charge this thing. Now, it's probably not charged, let's just see. Oh no, it has a charge on it right now. So this is basically how you would control it. You got like arrow keys, you got play and pause and all that kind of stuff. This here is a keypad, or a mouse pad rather, and you can use that. I was checking this out there, so you've got like your full keyboard kind of thing there, and essentially you can find just about anything that's online with this is my understanding. So pretty cool. It does have like a standard remote control, which I believe would be inside this box here, but I won't be using that. I'll be using this because I want to be able to do searches and things like that for content on it. So that's the keyboard part of it. Feels pretty interesting, but again, if you take a look at this, it's very generic sort of trappings on it. It has nothing to do with Gr8, or doesn't have anything to do with freeforallbox type thing. It's just basically a mini keyboard that they've set up to work with this system. So still, it's pretty cool. Nonetheless, I wonder if I can use that for other applications. We'll have to see. If you've seen this mini keyboard before, let me know, but I think it's probably something that could be used for a variety of things. Now moving on from there, kind of move some of this stuff out of the way, but that's what the keyboard came with, like I'm showing you there. And then this is the actual box here itself. Now there's actually two versions of this. There is a version that plugs right into your HDMI on your television, which is basically just looks like a gigantic USB key, although it's pretty slim. It would work wirelessly with your network kind of thing. This, on the other hand, is a little bit different. It's a box unit, and my TV that I'm going to be using this on is older, so it doesn't have HDMI in, it has DVI in, like a computer monitor kind of style. It's my old Pioneer. It's really nice television though, but unfortunately it just sort of predated HDMI inputs on TVs just by a slight fraction. So this here will be plugged sort of directly into the network, and that's the way it's going to work. So that's why I got this version rather than the other one. Great thing about this is once you're up and running, you can use it anywhere. So you can just take this box literally anywhere in the world as long as you have internet, and it's going to work for you, is the idea. So I'll get to that part though when I get to the review. So I'm going to open this up right now and we'll just see how this goes. So here we go. Again, here's the unit, some sort of trappings to hold it. Wires, power, got a cable, which I'll probably never use that particular one, and then you've got a remote here, and inside there's a manual as well. So that's that part to it. Here we got a mini HDMI cable that plugs into a regular HDMI, really short. Probably won't be able to use this one. I'll have to use something a little bit longer, but a good start there. I mean, most things don't even come with things like that, so it's pretty nice. You've got power supply, which I'll open up here right now. So, you know, your standard kind of power supply right there. I don't know if you can read any of the details on it. There's like no real trappings on that though to tell you what it is, other than it's made in China. So, you know, like most of these things are going to be. So there's that. The remote, which I'll never use because I have the keyboard attachment, looks kind of interesting. I actually have a Logitech remote as well, so I never use the remotes that come with things. I just sync my Logitech up with them, but still it has, like, you know, generally what you might need for that. But again, if you wanted to do a search, you might have to like use this like a telephone keypad and it'd be like A, B, you know, like that kind of thing. So this totally is not the way you want to go. You definitely want to get a keyboard, I think, to use this from the interface stuff that I saw. Inside there, it takes a couple of AAA batteries. So that's that. Moving on from that particular thing, we'll get on to the actual unit here itself. So here it is. It's got some plastic on it. Just get that off. There we go. So you can see this thing can actually go wirelessly, or it can be wired directly to your network. So what I'll do is I'll plug that into my router. And you also have a USB port, when I can't remember what they said that was for. Maybe if you have to power it in a different way or you hook up in a different way, they just put that there. It also has, you know, that, what do they call it? Type of connector there as well. Then you have your mini HDMI, and you have one that's OTG, which I've never used that before, I don't think, in my life. Maybe hooking up my old BlackBerry phone or something like that. Might be able to do that. And then you have an AV out here, but obviously I'll be using HDMI. I'm not going to be using AV out, which is what this cable's for here, if you wanted to use AV out. So that's going to stay in the bag because that's never going to be used. And then obviously you can plug in your power right here. You know, it's pretty light. There's not a lot going on with it. I think basically once you get going with this though, that's about it. You've got your infrared to control it kind of thing here, but this, I believe, is working off of Bluetooth, and this will sync with this, so I won't need to worry about that particularly. And that is the whole thing. As you can see, like I was saying before, it doesn't say Great Stream by Gr8.com on the front of it or anything like that. It literally is a generic kind of device that's going to be used for basically XBMC and Android interface, and probably a variety of other things. I don't know a whole lot about those things necessarily, but what I saw with this was I was pretty impressed. So I'm going to check this out, and once I do that, I will do a proper review on this. But that was the unboxing of freeforallbox, also known as the Gr8 Stream by Gr8. And so as you can see there, just so you're aware, it's got, you know, media, music, games. I think it's talking about sport games, but international content. Basically, if it's online, you're going to be able to find it, is what they're telling me. goes on with this. So if you know anything else about this, or you've seen this before, you know this goes by any other names, you let me know. But this is where I'm going to start, because essentially I want to get rid of things like Netflix and all that kind of stuff. This will do the job, I think, perfectly for that. Thanks again for watching. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. Feel free to thumbs up this video, comment down below, and I will see you all later.